Alright, welcome back to our channel. Randy here, and today I'm thinking of fixing some more permanent environment actor sprites and then have them animated as well. I'd like to test the limits of the OpenToonz in terms of design. I'm not much of a designer really, but I still hand draw my. I'm planning to hand draw my whole game or most of it. So I'd see what I can do with OpenToonz um, using that. But before that, I'd like to do some changes on my level generator component. I'd like to do. Where is that? I'd like to be able to turn on and off my debug, and right now I only have one debug type, which I use for all the actor generation. So I like to be able to have two different types. First one would be debug for floors, and then have the same for actors. So as in the previous videos, I do have actor generation, procedurally generating environment actors on each of the floors. So I'd like to be able to distinguish my debugs on that. Let me see. Okay, wherever that one is used. Main functions, generate floor, spawn random actor, spawn actor loop. Okay, let's do it here. There we go. If true floors, by the way, I moved my project from Windows to Mac. It was quite a challenge because Rider isn't made for an M1, an Apple processor yet. So I had to do some workaround. So Rider is a bit slow, if you notice that. Spawn actor loop. What is it spawning? Okay, let's go one by one. There we go. Add newly spawned floor. Okay, so this is a floor debug. Straighten that out. Why is it in red? Spawn the feature target point. It's just not finished indexing it. Okay. This one should be. Where's my cursor? If actors, and then do that. So this one is a debug I used to when I worked on the spacing around tree actors. So I'd I will have, and I've been planning this for a while, I will have environment actors with which would occupy more than one by one grid space. So in order for me to um, not have anything spawn around, for example, the trees, I'd like it to have space because you don't want um, for example, grass overlapping a tree or even the tree root. So I'd like to be able to set it so that a tree, for example, a big tree will have 2 by 3 grid, would occupy a 2 by 3 grid size, that nothing would be able to use that as a spawning location. So this is what I used to debug. I created a test BP, which is basically just a cube, um, to see how the space works, and I can show that in a while. All right, this one, f string row grid spawned actor count. Okay, this can be both, so we can go. Oops. Rider is really slow in Mac, so I just needed to move it to my Mac because I'd like it to be mobile. Floors or debug vectors. And then we, oops, spawned FHL actor get name. Alright, L spawn FHL actor. Alright, and I started converting my local variables and added L to them. I have to look up the best practices for this, but I know I did this in this should be L. Print. I did this in Blueprints. I should have done this early on in C++ as well. It really helps your your abstract mind get organized a bit. Okay, L, this should be L, spawned actor target point. Let's see, should be some in here. Where is that? Okay. If debug target point added. So this is an actors. Yeah, let's build that. I think I have to close this. I just find it faster to just close your Unreal Engine editor instead of hot reloading it. And just to share, I've been learning a lot of C++. So many Googling involved, but I think it's totally worth it. I've never been a programmer. I have engineering in background, but I love games and I love design, and I did some web development, especially with WordPress prior to this, but never really something like a software, like a game. So this would be my first time doing language programming. All right, that's done. Let's see what we got saved. And I'm hoping sooner or later Rider would optimize their software for Mac. Honestly, I don't have a preference. It can be Windows or Mac. I can use both. It just depends on how I use it. Use case. All right, so let's see. So that level generator component is a component in our game mode, and this is where, there we go, sprites. Where's my debug? Debug. There you go. Let's see what it does. Save. And there you go. So so I have everything, all the debugs in there. That's a lot. But you'll notice how I did this actor spacing, grid spacing. So the floor is 4,000 by 4,000 Unreal units, and each of this cube is 100 Unreal units. So what I did to be able to visualize it is to okay, let's go back. So within these actors spawned, those are using a single data table, which is right here, and I'm planning to put everything in here. So first, each actor type would have a level type, so I will have 7 levels, and my first one would be anger, and then you'd have anger, the character, as the main creature on that level. And and I'm planning to have each level to have a different feel. So in at least for level anger, the anger level, it would be tropical. So it would have tropical fruits, trees, tropical shrubs. It would be maybe water features and lagoons or whatever. And then I can do that in on this one. So it's using this data table. I have the sprite data, and then I have the grid width and grid height. I should change that. The grid width is the x-axis, and the grid height is y-axis. And this is what the, let's see where we are at that. So this is what the function is using to determine which cells are to be occupied by that specific actor. So some of the actors would only need 1 by 1 grid, but if it's more than one for any of the axis, then it would generate a test BP cube. So as you can see, there you go. So we can visualize it. Nothing should grow around within that space. So for example, if I change my let's just say change this to 5 by 5, the coconut, every coconut would have a 5 by 5 space, would occupy a 5 by 5 space, and nothing should grow within that space, within those grids. So now I would have, okay, now the coconuts won't spawn. There you go. So that would be 5 by 5. and it should have a empty space in there, and I can use that to create, for example, I'm thinking of creating a garden where the character can heal, or like a fountain. Then I could use that to block that whole set of grid. Okay, where was I? Let's change this back to 2 by 2. So yeah, and then I have the Z height adjust, which would move. Otherwise, if I set this to 0, for example, that's 210, then the coconuts would be spawned right in the middle. Oops, let's see. So many creatures. So there you go. The coconuts are spawned halfway or buried on the ground. So that's that. Undo. And then the collision width and collision height. So this would dictate the cube dimensions that you can see for trees. So you notice everything else so far don't have collision width. They're 0. That means you could just walk through them. But I decided that the trees should have a collision like that to change the, well, you don't want characters and creatures to move through a tree. So at least that changes the terrain a bit, where they can go and where they can't. So yeah, that's my debugging. I like it, so I like to keep that. Let's see what we got. Yeah, good. Oh, maybe I can have tropical. Maybe I can have the collision. So is valid if, okay, so the box mesh, I use that, which is this one. I use that to understand my grid placement, to make sure that my boxes are not overlapping. So now I would have this depend on the boolean. Oh no, so it doesn't have a reference to the component. Never mind. Right now it's just doing, whenever a sprite is valid, it would hide or destroy the box. And that's for new actors later on. I need to use that. Box mesh. Okay. Oops. No, not hidden. Collision. There you go. All right. My next step would be recreating my actor sprites. I just did a quick one using an iPad. So I'd have to do that in OpenTunes next. I would pause this video and share to you once I set up my drawing pad next. See if this is does it work now? Okay, good. So I'd like to redo this. All right, see if we can insert after. After, oops, before. Okay, I think I'm doing it wrong. We need to create a new vector level, and this level would be C slash drawings effect 2. All right, let's call this effect 3. Oops, and 3. Okay, and then we got level settings. Okay. So I am thinking of drawing, and then let's do height. Let's do slightly smaller. So I'm thinking of a slash. Oops. Alright, where are we? Alright, black. I have black. Okay. And undo. Alright. I forgot my controls. Alright. Hold on, let me reconfigure this pen. I think I'm acting up. I'll be right back. Okay, should be good now. I don't know why it's acting up. So I was thinking of something like that. Maybe it's too... Maybe it's too thick, so we go. See. See if we can do this. Too thick. All right. All right, let me do this. Oops. Edit. And need to practice my curves. But yeah, I'll start with that. And I want this to appear almost instantaneously. Still thinking if I should so for example, I would go right, maybe we can go no. Maybe we can go no. I just want an accent to this slash effect. Or should I make it bigger, grander? Let's see. Oops. Aw. That last bit. It's always this one. It's causing me problems. Alright. Let's do our... Alright, let's see. Our eraser. What's my eraser size? Ooh. Why is it not erasing? There. What? So many things not going well with OpenTunes in Mac. Alright, edit, undo. There we go. Brush. Should be fine. Okay. And then I'd like to, see what we have. Right click, shift. There we go. Oops, don't need that. Let's go. Okay, there we go. That's why. Oops. This. And there we go. See if we can all right, let's adjust this. Totally forgot that I can actually do this. Right. Want to smooth this just a bit. Right. All right. And then once again, we need to make sure our lines are intersecting so we can fill them up. Let's see. Is that? Oops. All right. go. So let's do. All right, let's start with that. Slash. Okay. Let's start with the fill, and then fill. All right. Let's do this. White fill. Faded yellow. Maybe we can see. Just wanted to. There we go. So that's yellow. All right, that's one downside with OpenToon. Sometimes the colors can be limited. I guess that's just a case for, especially for vector. White. Okay. For vector. Let's start with that. Hold on. Let me fix some curves. See if we can make our points sharper just a bit. Okay, now let's animate that. All right, if I haven't forgotten my animation. So we want this to we're editing column 4, and I'd like to do the scale. So let's add more. Let's see, scale. Oh, right, because it inherited the properties from the previous. See what you got. Ah, no, that's fine. It's just a transparency. So we got from here, column 4 scale. I would go with 0. And then we got 100. No, 80. And then we got 100. C. Okay. But so if it's doing that, I'd like it, and this will be our right attack. So this should be let me see how that works. Spawn. So it has to translate y. And then we go oops, wrong. I need to do x 0, and this would be 0.25. Let's go, and this would be 0.5. 1. Okay, that's the max. Transparency 0. So 100, and then it fades out. So it goes okay, column 4, transparency, that's why. Let's add it to this. That's alright. Oh, let's add it to this. So 0 transparency, and then doesn't fade out. Can we copy this? Paste. Sheet. Okay, see what it does. So U should 50 should be faded. Just not seeing it, and then it disappears. Maybe it's too long. Okay, let's move our keys right. See what we got. 5. And then remove U. Delete and have this. Okay. Transparency. Oh, okay. That's why. Transparency 1. Okay, that's weird. Transparency intensity. So this should be transparent, right? It's 100. If we go 0, okay. Camera preview. There we go. I need to change my camera. So it's fading out, it's showing up, and it's fading out. Okay, I like that. Now, I'd like to move the stars. So I think the stars are too far out from the attack. Oops. Let's go stars. And then have them on top. Oops. Stars in there. Oops. Let's switch column 3. Column 3 should be 0. X. Okay. 0, 25, and 1. Okay. 0, 0. Now I'm confused. Why? No, I should have edited column 4. That's why. Column 4. That's why. So this is 5. This is, well, let's do 5 in here. Delete, delete, delete. I might have some clipping, so it's good. All good. So now I'd like the stars to have, let's go. I'd like the stars to have there we go. I'd like them to have a border since I'm added a border to our strike effect. Okay. That's why. Alright. With our camera. Alright. Let's do some adjustments on the column 3x. This is 0. I would go with -5. Oops. And this one, delete. Sorry, minus 0.75. So if we go 1, -2. So I'd like it to strike further. There we go. So we go minus 2.5. Let's try that. As long as there's no clipping. Okay, the last bit, it's cutting too short. Let's try 0.95. Cutting too close to the border. Yeah, let's try that. File, open preset file, export. Oh, sorry. Output settings. 1920 by 1920, that should be fine. And then we go file type PNG. Okay, I think that works. We can call this /2. Good. So now let's see, how is it in our file /output. Let's have /02. Oops. Hold on, let me change that. Oops. Render Windows. Okay. Output settings, 8-bit frame rate, and render. So it doesn't have anything on the 12. I don't know why it's creating those frames, but I guess we can just delete that. And we go and resize them. Okay, what's my effect size? Let's start with open. Quick actions. All right, tools, adjust size. There you go. What was that? 240. Let me see, what's our character size again? Our characters are 120. If I go 240, that'll be twice the width. No, let's go output tag 240. Okay, so it'll be almost the same size. Let's start with that. Then we go preview. Output /2. Okay, 240. Everything is 240. Combat effects / okay, this has to go rename 0, 1. And then, so I'm keeping the old one just in case I'll use that for something else later. I did all the work anyway. This one, effect slash 0, 2. Let's see. And then we go asset. Oops, sorry. 2D. There we go. Create sprite. Okay. Paper flip book effect slash 0, 2. Move in there. And then we have to change the frame rate. It's too slow. All right, let's see. Let's go damage actors, combat, attack type, player, sword. Let's see. All right. Let's go default sprite slash 2. Ooh, it's too slow. Okay, so I'd like it to show it's too big and it's too slow. Okay, I think we can let's see. I'm just thinking the effect is slightly a bit too long to happen, so I'd like it to immediately show up, and to do that I will do it before the delay. So I did the delay, and this is right before the damage sphere is created. And the way I do it is I want the damage sphere to show up in the middle of the attack animation frame, just so it doesn't, immediately show up. Maybe the character would be stunned right before the character finishes the attack or is halfway the attack. But the effect, I'd like it to happen immediately. And perhaps I can increase the frame rate for that, because I find it too slow. Oh, and then remove some sprites, because this one is just empty. Let's go delete. So we got one frame, and this one's empty too, so we got delete. There we go. And then we go 24, 36. Let's try that. Oops. All right, there's a reason why I did a delay. Now it looks weird. Okay, let's go back. Good thing undo was invented. This one I delete. This one I delete. And we go 32. No, 36. See what you got. Yeah, I think it feels better, more controlled. Oops. Okay. Why is my... Seems like my it's inverted. Oops. I'm dead. Okay, I think that works. There's some clipping in there, but is it clipping? Alright, double check. Shouldn't be. It just seems like it, but see, there's no clipping. See. Oh, I know, it's clipping on the ground. That's why. So maybe we could adjust the height a bit. No, I should change that in the drawing. Okay, just a quick one. Let's do, oops. Okay. Why is transparency? I think they should go in there. That's why. Oops. $100. There you go. I like the column for Y and so I'd like it to go up. Let's go -1. Or 1. 0. Okay, let's start with that. 1. Let's drag it all the way. 0.53. Why is it not 0? This one could be 1.5. Okay. We have this, that's why. Need that. Okay. See how that looks again. I think that's better. All right, let's do render. Render. Then we have /2. If we do 3, 4, 6, all right, and then we go override you, replace, apply to all, replace, and then we need to resize. Let's go tools, just size, that was 240. Let's see. So I need a total of 6 frames and images. Okay. There we go. Re-import. And then we go. All right. Rendering sprites. Source texture. What was that? Source dimension. Last group snap pivot. Okay. Okay, let's see if there's any clipping in there. But let's go reload. See what you got. Oops. There you go. I think that works. And okay, because my undoing combat attack default and effects /2. Woo. I forgot. So looks like my 240. Everything else did not resize. Open with preview. And I guess I have to select everything. Tools, adjust size. 240. No. Save and report. These columns are just terrible. All right. Re-import, and they should automatically update. Yeah, I think it works. But I'd like it to switch sides. Oops. Yeah, I think that works way better. And I'm rethinking this animation delay. Maybe I'll work something better. Feels like characters too much prep. So if you're in combat, we'll see how it feels in combat, but right now it feels too slow. So maybe we could go, or maybe reduce some frames. But yeah, I think that's it for now, and I'll get back. I'll do another video once I do the do the environment actors. It should be the trees and some animation added to it. So I'd have to redo the sprites in OpenTunes to give it that animation. Alright, thanks for joining me today, and that's it for now. Until next time, have a good day.